Well, hey there, Heartland Church. It's Pastor Jeff with this week's announcement video. I want to let you know about what's been happening in our weekend gatherings, what's coming up for the rest of this year, and what you can keep on your radar as we move towards the end of 2025 and into 2026, which is crazy to think about that we're almost to the end of another year. But last weekend was an incredible celebration of the work of the gospel here at Heartland Church, as we were able to baptize 3 men as a testimony to God's work in their lives. It was an incredible way to end that weekend gathering where we unpacked from Nahum chapter 1 the wrath of God towards sin and how that's actually good news for us. You know, a lot of times when we think about God's wrath, and we think about judgment towards sin and the proclamation of His holiness, a lot of people tend to shrink back at that, but really it's good news that God is wrathful towards sin and that He judges rebellion and wickedness. It shows us something of the justice of God, the power of God, and the goodness of God. And that's what we unpacked this weekend from Nahum chapter 1. If you missed that sermon, I would highly recommend that you go back and listen to that this week, because coming up on Sunday, this coming week, we're going to be talking from Nahum chapter 2, building off of that conversation, talking about God's work in our lives to bring us to an end of ourselves, to an end of the pursuit of our little kingdoms, so that we can live united with Jesus in His glorious infinite kingdom. It's an important word for us because in our culture, we're preconditioned to think about pursuing our own glory, pursuing our own comfort, and building up our little kingdoms. And the argument that I want to make this weekend from Nahum 2 is that that actually works against our joy. So I hope you can be a part of that conversation coming up this weekend. I also want for you to keep on your radar that our Christmas Eve service is quickly approaching. You know, Christmas Eve, our gatherings, it's a time where a lot of people who would otherwise say no to an invitation to a church gathering will say yes, just because of the culture that people are used to, going to church on Easter and on Christmas Eve. And so I want to encourage you to be asking God right now and thinking about who it is that you might be able to invite on Christmas Eve so that they can hear a message of life and hope and joy as we point everyone to Jesus. So be thinking about coworkers, neighbors, extended family, friends who you might be able to bring with you. It's going to be a great evening on Christmas Eve where at 5:30 we have a beautiful time of hospitality. We're going to have hot chocolate. We're going to have Christmas cookies. Great time to hang out and get to know some people. And then at 6 p.m. we'll get started with our gathering. That'll only be an hour long where we just want to drive everybody to fix their eyes on Jesus Christ. What a gathering that's going to be. So we hope you can be a part of it. And I hope to see you this weekend at Heartland Church as we begin unpacking Nahum chapter 2. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your week.